life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
What if there's a place for you where thinking and doing go hand in hand with innovation, where professors are more like mentors and guides, where generosity is contagious, and if you catch it, you just might change the world? This is it. Step into community, step into faith, step into life, step into Southern Wesleyan University.
This is Conference Carolinas.
Soccer's been a huge part of my life, and it is the main reason that I was pulled here. Coach Q found me on a recruiting website, sent me an email, and at this point in time, actually, in high school, I wasn't even thinking about playing soccer anymore because I had a pretty bad ankle injury. And then just one day, God put it on my heart to go back to that profile that I hadn't looked at in months. I read the email, and there was nothing that told me that this wasn't the spot for me to go. A week later, I was down here on campus, and then almost a week after that, I signed and committed to come here. As soon as I stepped on campus, I knew this was the place for me. This was such a close-knit family, and that's what I needed, especially coming from New Jersey, so I don't get to see my family a lot. Being able to have that family feel with the people here, it was huge. I could not be more happy with my time here. I met the woman I'm going to marry. Coach Q has been a mentor, a friend, and a great coach. For those reasons, I would not imagine leaving for a second. So.
I started playing lacrosse because I wanted to try something new. I'm originally from Bolivia, and our main sport is soccer. So when I got to the US, I was like, okay, I'm gonna swim and I wanna do something else. I never thought that I would be where I am right now. My past 3 years here, my teammates have been my best friends, I think. Right now we're a small team, and the best thing we can do is get to know each other more than just we're players. My major is recreations and sports management, and I have a minor in media and communications. What keeps me in sports management is Dr. Joe Crosby. He's being such a big figure into my life, like same with Dr. Knight. Minoring in media and communication has been a blessing for me because I think if I ever needed anything, I can talk to either of them. They're more like family than just professors. You never know where the Lord is gonna take you. It's just crazy to think that I'm a senior in college playing lacrosse.
That one's good.
Today for the Warriors. Typically he will pitch game one. Head coach Matt Robinson switching it up a little bit this weekend. If you missed us yesterday, all we can say is what a game. 70-something runs were scored in the doubleheader played yesterday here at the Con. And a beautiful day, as we mentioned, very little wind today, which was just the opposite of yesterday. So it's about 3 to 5 miles per hour. Sunny skies, and first pitch were underway at the Con. And joined today by special guest, color commentary, Director of Athletics, Julia Reinica.
Hello. This is such an exciting experience for me. I've never been on the play-by-play at baseball, so this is exciting.
It should be a great day, and if things go like they have, we should be here for at least 6 or 7 hours.
It sure seemed like that yesterday.
Yesterday was quite the marathon, folks. If you were in attendance or if you were watching the broadcast, I believe game one took somewhere around 4.5 hours, maybe 4 hours, 20 minutes. That was the 9-inning game. Warriors came out ahead on top of that one, winning 17-15. And then yesterday in the nightcap, Warriors dropped game 2 of the series, 19-3.
That win in game one was incredible. What an awesome outing for the Warriors. It would be so fantastic if they could get this series.
Christian Jane hitting leadoff for the Braves, sends that one into right field.
Now walking up number 2, Spencer Hockman.
Christian Jane leading off there for the Braves. And just like that, he's off on pitch 1. Not going to be in time. So Jane singles and also steals second base. So now runner in scoring position here for the Braves. Since we had such an explosive output from both teams yesterday, we were actually able to get our sports information director, Grace Eckert, to combine the box scores. So we're going to be giving you what both teams did yesterday, and it will be quite amazing. In fact, Christian Jane was 7 for 11 yesterday with 5 runs scored, 7 RBIs. He had a double and a triple. So he almost only lacked a home run for hitting the cycle on the day. And now that is combined both games, so take note of that as well. Jane at second base. Spencer Faulkner, the second baseman, stands in for UNC Pembroke. Faulkner comes in today hitting .391. Ronnie, I dare say most of the batting averages for both teams is a little higher today than it was yesterday.
I would tend to agree. That was a great play right there by the Warriors. We got one down.
Marcerio Allen with the 6-3 in the books. If you're scoring at home, and brings up Cody O'Connor, the big stick right fielder for the Braves, and they'll go into a pull. Marcerio Allen stands about 10 to 12 feet to the first base side of second base, so Josh Long obviously in his normal position and depth at third base. Foul ball back here toward us. Cody O'Connor, 3 for 7, 4 runs scored, home run and 3 RBIs yesterday. And Ronnie, he brings in 11 home runs, 40 RBIs on the season. He obviously leads the Braves in those two categories.
Hopefully we can get him here for our second out, though, today.
Cody O'Connor.
There we go.
Getting called out on strikes. Not exactly enthusiastic about that call.
Great pitching by the Warriors right there. Going right at him.
Speaking of great pitching, Stephen Mufaro comes in with a 4.21 ERA. He's 3-2 on the season. And this is not only his 7th start of the season, but also his 7th appearance. So he has had no experience coming out of the bullpen, but has gotten a lot of experience. Nice play by Allen to retire the top half of the first inning. So Marcerio Allen looking a little bit like Ozzie Smith out there with that play, fielding the ball directly over second base. And on the 360 makes the throw to first base. So we'll take a break. We'll get set up here and get you called back up. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Braves, nothing. Warriors coming to bat. Fans, we're back here at the Con. Starting pitcher today for the Braves going to be Jonathan Jacobs. Jacobs is making his 3rd start on the season, 5th appearance. He brings a 5.14 ERA and a 2-1 record, 14 innings pitched, 6 walks, 21 strikeouts, and Marcerio Allen, who made the great play to end the top half of the first inning, will be leading off. For the Warriors, if you're a longtime baseball fan, you'll know that typically, if a fielder makes a great play to end the inning and they're leading off the next half inning, it's usually a good result. So we'll see if that stays true here as Marcerio takes a strike on the outer half. Braves with the pull on the infield, straight up pretty much on the outfield. Center field's a little bit shading him opposite field, and foul ball off toward the Braves dugout. Marcerio was 3 for 8 yesterday in both games combined. Had a couple of runs scored. And that pitch just misses down and away. Jonathan Jacobs is a sophomore from Lumberton, North Carolina. And a swing and a miss. Fastball upstairs gets Allen chasing. It's going to bring up Travis Hammond. Travis been swinging a hot bat as of late. Not so much yesterday. It was 1 for 5. However, he did draw 3 walks. He was on base a good bit yesterday as well. As we mentioned, Southern Wesleyan won game 1, 17-15. Total of 29 hits in that game. Also had 8 errors, so that helped with the length of the game, as you might imagine. Pembroke came back game 2 last night, winning that one 19-3. There's been 54 runs scored so far in this series. If you are watching the broadcast today, make sure you visit Slido.com. If you want to get interactive with the broadcast, we'll have that graphic coming up on the screen for you soon. It's a free account, foul ball at the plate, free account, no need to even sign up. There'll be a participant's code there. Make sure you include the hashtag 2625511. Send us your thoughts, comments, any questions. You don't have to let us know your name, but please do let us know where you're watching the broadcast from. Feel free to give any shout-outs. And that pitch fouled off back behind us, off behind the Braves dugout. Again, all you do is visit Slido.com. There'll be a participants box. You enter that hashtag and the number. You'll see the question. You can give us some feedback, not on the broadcast, but shout-outs, whatever you like. Hammond fouls this one off again. Infield in the pull positioning with the second baseman now on the third base side of second base. That's the one thing we've noticed this weekend for both teams, actually. It's been a lot more infield positioning. Outfield has somewhat been staying the same. They are shifting now with a 2-strike count. Infield still in the pull mode. Our Director of Athletics, Julia Reiniger, is on the broadcast. She's actually helping out the press box and getting us some coffee ordered. We appreciate that very much. Fly ball, good positioning there. Center fielder Christian Jane really takes away a potential hit from Travis Hammond. That ball was in right center field, and he was playing that way. We're fully stocked in the press box today, and we have a special guest that's been working with us, Thomas McCagg. Went down the road about 30 minutes yesterday in Anderson University with track and field and set a school record in the 10,000. So congratulations to Thomas. I'm sure there were some other potential records broken or set yesterday, but I do know that the team performed well both Friday and Saturday. Baseball got the win yesterday as Chance Fogle fouls this one off back behind us. Lacrosse got a big conference win over Shawan University. There's a fly ball up on the infield. Third baseman Trent Harris underneath and makes the catch to end the half inning of play. Interesting to note, Trent Harris was also the starting pitcher yesterday, earlier, if I'm not mistaken, in one of the games. We're going to take a break. After one complete, we are scoreless here at the Con.
Located in downtown Central, Rails 133 has something for everyone. With menus and specials designed by our chef, Trent Kane, our selections can only be best described as upscale Southern comfort foods. Chef Kane uses only the freshest, locally sourced ingredients that have made Rails a destination spot. We offer theme nights, chef specials, daily specials, and our famous Meat and 3 on Sundays. Come visit Rails, dine in our lighted patios, or in our railroad-inspired dining areas. Rails 133, where memories are made every day.
Back here at the top of the second inning. On the Conference Carolinas Digital Network and the SWU Sports Network. Stephen Mafaro back out for his second inning of work. Left fielder Joey Rezick was 4 for 11 yesterday in both games, 3 doubles. Also had 3 RBIs. We mentioned the wind was blowing out anywhere from 10 to 12, would have gusts up to 18 to 20 miles per hour yesterday. Not that today, so a much nicer day. Only going to reach around a high of 50. I think we're supposed to warm up some. Ground ball out to Jackson Mix, and he drops that one on the high hop. Designated hitter Michael Kosen was 1 for 8 with 3 runs scored. He had a couple of RBIs yesterday. Ronnie, I mentioned Steven comes in today with a 4.21 ERA, 3-2 on the season. One remarkable stat, 27 strikeouts, only 3 walks.
Wow. Yeah, he has been such a boost for the Warriors. I come out 2 hours prior to game time to do bat testing, and it's been fun getting to know some of the guys a little bit more. And he's one of them that I feel like I've gotten to talk to a couple times. That, yeah, it's just fun to see them in their element, having a great time.
I know you're usually enthusiastic about having to come down for bat testing.
It's one of my favorite things. And by that, I mean, no, I do not like it.
Resick with a stolen base. So the Braves are moving quickly and often here. I don't know if they've picked something up from watching the couple of games. Tyler Jackson behind the plate. See if we can get a clock on Mufaro here. Michael Kosen, as we mentioned, the designated hitter, stands in, takes a strike there. Kosen hitting .225 on the season, 1 home run, 20 RBIs, and Ronnie, they are just 1 home run short of 40, so they are an explosive offensive team, as we mentioned yesterday.
We definitely saw a lot of hits from both sides yesterday. A lot of runs scored. But you were saying earlier how windy it was, and right now we're barely seeing the flag move.
Cam Mitchum was an explosive bat for the Warriors in Game 1 yesterday. He was 4 for 4 with 3 runs scored, and he had a double and 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Unfortunately, he experienced an injury, I believe, in the 6th, 7th inning yesterday, and he did not play Game 2, and he is not in there today. So that's a big bat out of the lineup.
Great pitch there by Steven.
Now up number 7, Trent Harris.
Kosen goes down swinging. Trent Harris will be the next hitter for the Braves. He's hitting .368, 19 at bats, no home runs, 5 RBIs. So Harris pitched 2 2/3 innings yesterday. Got hit pretty hard by the Warriors. Scattered 6 hits, but 8 runs, 7 were earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Actually picked up, I believe, his first loss of the season as well. So there's a high fly ball deep left field. That one's going back, and Noah Wiggins is not going to be able to bring it back. So, Ronnie, what Harris couldn't do on the mound yesterday, he seems determined to do in the batter's box today with a 2-run home run.
Well, after what we saw yesterday, we were pretty sure that today was going to be another high-scoring game.
Exactly right. Harris, the transfer from High Point. Coach Paul O'Neill may have simply told him, hey, you're a two-way player. If you can't get it done on the mound, we'll give you a bat and see what you can do. And Harris responded right there. Jonathan Barham, the catcher, steps in. Barham was 1 for 4 yesterday. Batting .276, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. Ground ball, Josh Long with a nice play over first base. One hops the first baseman and retires Barham. Shortstop Carlos Amasquita will step in with a couple of outs now. He shows bunt, pulls it back. Ronnie, it's almost like we were both talking about the wind. As soon as Harris stepped in the box, the wind's about 10-12 now out the left field. So
it sure is. Now the flag's going crazy.
We tend to speak a lot of things in existence on campus here, and that perhaps might have been another one today. I believe we are the only baseball game going on today in the Conference Carolinas. Most everybody got their games in on Friday, Saturday. We were impacted by the weather, obviously, and a called swing rather. And I was looking down to check my notes. I did not see the check swing. I'm assuming that did happen.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
This is it. Step into community, step into faith, step into life. Step into Southern Wesleyan University.
Welcome back to the Con here in Central South Carolina. We just had some Krispy Kreme donuts brought up to the press box, so if the broadcast goes silent here momentarily, you'll know why.
Exactly.
We have Krispy Kreme donuts. We've got coffee from Mojo's. We've got a meal coming shortly from the
SWU Eats.
SWU Eats, exactly.
And we have a lot more fans trickling in here on this beautiful Sunday. Shaping up to be a great day for baseball.
I would say let's play 2, but
I think we played 4 yesterday.
We'll
so
just stick with 1 here.
Yep.
Designated hitter Justin Purdom stands in. For the Warriors, Purdom was 2 for 6 yesterday with a run scored, a couple of RBIs. And Purdom brings a .240 batting average in. 5 RBIs on the season. Take a called strike. He has been behind the plate in the majority of his starts this season. But he is a designated hitter today, and Noah Wiggins, the left fielder. I was going to say a waiting on deck, but Purdom goes down swinging. The off-speed pitch, and this brings in Wiggins. Noah had a hit yesterday. Hitting .295 on this season, no home runs, 3 RBIs. Playing left field. I made note yesterday, too, Marty Grisso out of the lineup this weekend, so not sure if he's injured as well, but the Warriors are experiencing the injury bug here a little bit. That pitch in there for a strike as Jonathan Jacobs in for his second inning of work. Braves lead it 2-0. 2 runs off 2 hits. Warriors yet to get on the board in the run column or the hit column. They do have 1 error. Jacobs has 2 strikeouts on the day. His counterpart Mufara has 3. Line drive, and it's going to fall in
nice.
front
There we go.
of Cody O'Connor. So
I think it was going to fall even if he didn't stumble. What do you think, G?
you could tell he was pulling up, and early in the game, he was going to make sure he kept it in front of him exactly. Josh Long steps in, batting .260 on the year. 11 home runs, 20 hits.
Oh.
And he's going to get a free pass here as he takes this one off of the shoulder. So runners now at first and second.
I know the baseball thing is to act like it doesn't hurt, but that has to hurt.
Sometimes it'll hurt. You can't rub it. That's
what I've been told.
Yeah.
But, whew, that's got to hurt.
It hurts. If it was 35 degrees and cloudy, it probably hurt a lot more.
That's true. That's true.
Tyler Jackson, the catcher, steps in. Good opportunity here for the Warriors with one out. And he'll take a called strike. Appreciate the interaction on Slido.com. Have a proud Sioux dad traveling for work, and he's watching the video on his iPad and stats on the phone. Cheering for a win here for the home team. Ground ball to the shortstop. And it looks like that's going to be an inning-ending double play as Amasquita flipped it over to Spencer Faulkner covering second base and to finish the 6-4-3 to Will Hood. We've completed 2 innings here in Central South Carolina. Stephen Mufaro makes his walk back out to the mound. Ronnie and myself will be back in about 45 seconds. Here, entering the third inning of play, and Christian Jane, center fielder for the Braves, leading off here in the third inning. He led off the game with a base hit, one of 2 base hits for the Braves. The other one is actually a 2-run home run by Trent Harris.
Warriors had a great comeback, come from behind win against North Georgia this past week at home. I think they go there this coming week to return the trip to their place. Hopefully they can get the same outcome, but maybe lead the whole way through. That might be a little better.
True. They'll head down to Millersville and play Georgia College next week, or I guess this upcoming week, and they did. They were down 11-0 until the bottom of the 5th inning. And then ended up winning that one, I believe, 15-13, and nothing short of 12 innings.
That was an incredible comeback on a freezing night.
I believe you left in the 9th and came back the next morning, and we were just finishing the game.
I think so. That was a great day for Warrior Athletics, though. We had lacrosse did awesome that day, winning their game. Baseball had a come-from-behind win. We had student-athletes going to speak at a FCA adult chapter event. So it was a great day for Warrior Athletics.
It was pretty much a triple-header win there, no doubt. And Christian Jane draws that walk to lead off the third inning. So second time around, he's been the leadoff hitter and the leadoff base runner. Brings up Spencer Faulkner. Faulkner 0 for 1 today with a ground out earlier. As you mentioned, the FCA event, always great to send our student athletes out and represent our campus community. I know you enjoy anytime we get a chance to get out in the community and tell a little bit more about what Southern Wesleyan is all about.
Absolutely. We'll take any opportunity to do that. We want to share about the ministry going on here and just all the amazing things that our student athletes are doing on their, playing fields and off. And so we have just such amazing student athletes. We have a lot to brag about and share about for sure.
I have not had this discussion with head coach Matt Robinson. I will try to make that happen on Monday. But we have a break in the action here, and I think Christian Jane may be getting the just a batting glove to help out there. But I think they have a 2-pick rule. I want to ask him about this because I've been watching the team now for about a month and a half, and they will pick at minimum 2 consecutive times, sometimes 3. That may be something that they work on predominantly during practice, but their pick plays at first are pretty good, and he tries to hold Jane and not going to be able to hold him. And Jackson Mix backing up the throw there that heads towards center field. They are obviously timing Mufaro up. He does have a high leg kick, and with runners on, he does not adjust much to that. So his time to the plate, I haven't put a clock on it yet, but obviously the Braves are taking advantage of this. It's the third stolen base, I believe, for it is. Third stolen base for the Braves. Jane has 2. That pitch at the bottom of the zone there. And I want to see if that's the warning or if that's a ball. That is the new rule in college baseball, at least Division II. It may have gone into effect last year for Division I. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a bunt down the third base line. Mufara off and makes an incredible play.
That was a great play. Great heads-up play there by Mufara.
I'll be honest with you, I did not anticipate him making the throw, but he
barehanded that, Gene.
Very nice play. So the sacrifice bunt gets Jane to third, but that could have very easily been first and third for the Braves. Right fielder Cody O'Connor steps in. Batting .388, 11 home runs, 40 RBIs, and he's going to send this one against the shift into center field. So that's one of those times where you win with a shift, you lose with a shift, and the Warriors didn't pick that one up that time. But they're in the shift, playing the percentages, Ronnie, and that's what you have to do. You can't look at this as being something that is detrimental when it works 70, 75% of the time.
Right. That umpire almost blended in. It looked like he could have fielded that for us and gave us a little help, but
sometimes you see that happen, obviously inadvertently, but there's a called strike as first baseman Will Hood steps in. Will Hood had a great day yesterday in combined games. He was 6 for 10, 3 runs scored, a double, and 4 RBIs. Ground ball out to Dawson Gilstrap playing first today. He'll throw over to Marcerio, but double play is not going to be in time, but does get the lead runner.
Number 11, Joey Rezick.
So the Braves pick up a run here in the top of the third. Couple of outs now. Hood on first. Joey Rezick, the left fielder, stands in. Braves come in at 20-5, 9-2 in Conference Carolinas. Warriors improved to 9-4 at home. I did talk to head coach Matt Robinson, obviously ball in front of Jackson. And it's going to be in time.
Got him.
So a nice play. Very nice play there by Tyler Jackson. Kept the ball in front of him, picked it up, and threw a dart down to Marcerio Allen to retire Will Hood. We'll keep it here, folks. Ronnie, if you can, talk a little bit more about not just the FCA event that we've had this past week, but also other opportunities or things that's happened in the past. You've been director of athletics, we'll call it around the COVID area time. But in that 2.5, 3 years, what you'd like to see going forward and things that you've seen in the past that you're really proud of?
Well, the past 2 years, Southern Wesleyan has really excelled in our conference, major awards. Our student athletes have won the Alan Sharp Award, which is based on academic success rate, and we've been able to bring that award home the past 2 years. They've also been able to bring home the Messick Award the past 2 years, which is our major award for Conference Carolinas, and that's a sportsmanship award. And then the overall award, the Body, Mind, and Soul Cup, Patterson Cup, which is the biggest honor that you can receive in our conference, Conference Carolinas, and we have brought that home 3 years, 3 times now. And so that's been tremendous, and that combines our not only wins but also sportsmanship and academics. So that's the overall cup for Conference Carolinas. So I couldn't be prouder of our student athletes, our coaches, support staff. Everybody really keeps the main things and works hard and makes things happen. So it's been tremendous.
Excellent to hear that as Dawson Gilstrap, playing first base today, stands in. I believe this is Gilstrap's first start at first base. Typically he's played left side of the infield, second base at times. And he'll take that 3-0 count. Called strike there, 3-1. Shout out to number 6, Andrew Patterson. And I believe the Great White North is typically called Canada. That's where they're tuning in from, but I know AP is from Anderson, so maybe up there on a vacation or work takes that way. Gilstrap picks up a leadoff walk here, and this brings up second baseman Jackson Mix. Jackson was 3 for 6 yesterday with a triple, couple of RBIs, and a couple of runs scored, so a productive day for him. Julia will be joining us shortly. Our coffee is nearby, and she's going to make sure she flags that down before it gets cold. Sack bunt by Jackson. Nice bunt. And catcher Jonathan Barham alertly hustles down the third base line. Nice play there, too, by Trent Harris. Good athlete. Playing third base today for the Braves and pitcher yesterday. Shortstop Marcerio Allen steps in with runner in scoring position for the Warriors. That pitch inside at the knees for Marcerio. 3-0, 3 hits for the Braves, 3 runs. No runs yet, 1 hit for the Warriors. And we're going to have a break in the action. Pitching coach will walk out to have a conversation. So we'll take a break as well. We'll be back in about 45 seconds. Pitching visit there by the pitching coach, so 1 charged to the Braves. And there's going to be a line drive. Falls just in front of Christian Jane, but not deep enough to allow the base runner to score from second base. The runners at the corners now. Travis Hammond, the batter now for Southern Wesleyan, and he's 0 for 1 with a fly out. Travis hitting .328, cooled off just a little bit from the past few weeks. Good opportunity here for the Warriors with runners at the corners and 1 out. Marcerio off on the pitch. Throw down, not going to be in time, so a stolen base there by Allen. Good speed on the base pass for Southern Wesleyan at the plate and on deck. So a lot of opportunities. And that off-speed pitch just misses. Got some stirring down in the Pembroke bullpen, not much of a hurry, so obviously not a threat yet as that pitch catches the corner. Nothing doing in the Warrior bullpen. So we mentioned a good crowd here on a Sunday afternoon. If you're familiar with Connor Field, the reserve seats down below, pretty much about 80% capacity. 3-1 count here for Hammond. 1 out. That's going to be a ball, gets away from catcher Barham, but nowhere near far enough for Gilstrap at third to score the first run. And we have bases loaded, 1 out. Chance Fogle steps in. Ironically, Fogle's lone home run on the season is a grand slam. He has 15 RBIs. Ground ball out to the shortstop. Nothing doing there, and a nice play, 6-4-3 to finish up the inning. So Amasquita makes a nice play there as Marcerio was just in front. So that little bit of distraction, not enough. For the bang-bang play, we've played 3 now. Still 3-0 UNCP. Quick out there as Michael Cosin, the designated hitter, steps in. Cosin is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Far with the off speed, just up out of the zone. And the Turtle Mocha has arrived in the press box. Three-two count, one out here. Mufaro deals with the payoff pitch, right center field, Hammond over, and he'll get there in plenty of time to make the catch just in front of Chance Fogle. Been able to watch Hammond play center field enough where we can get a good idea if he's going to make it or not. He typically does. Good center fielder. Props to our color commentary for ordering the coffee, for Mojo preparing it, and for Nick at DoorDash delivering it. So we appreciate that. Mojo is not an official sponsor of Southern Wesleyan. However, Rails 133 is. Make sure the next time you're in Central South Carolina, visit Rails 133. You can get just about anything you'd like to eat there. I've been there probably 6-7 times since they've been opened, and I've yet to leave unsatisfied. And I've made mention very often how the chicken strips are a tremendous Mufara deals here. Trent Harris in the box. Harris 1 for 1 with a run scored. He also had the 2-run bomb earlier in the game.
Speaking of Rails, woo! I'll tell you what, that place is delicious.
Very good, very good.
Right down the road.
There's another fly ball hit deep left field. Wiggins is going to watch this one sail over the left field wall. So Harris is now 2 for 2, and he's got 2 home runs, a solo shot here, a 2-run bomb earlier in the game. So as we mentioned in his first home run today, he didn't have the stuff he typically has or has had all season yesterday. The Warriors took advantage of that, but he is getting it back today. Good performance at the plate from Harris.
Wow, and you said he leads the Braves. Is that correct, G? In home runs?
He does not. Nick O'Connor actually leads in home runs. Harris has not played much in the field.
Oh, okay. Saying he might be hot on his trail now.
Well, you're exactly right, because he does. Well, he's got 2. He's had 2. He's had 2 home runs this season, and they're both today.
Gotcha.
But O'Connor might watch out for the rest of the year. In fact, Trent may get an opportunity to play more to third base as well. This is only his 6th game starting in the field. He has pitched 7. Actually, he is a weekend starter. We'll go ahead and say that for the Braves, but he didn't fare well yesterday. He was 4-0 coming in. But he's making his case to at least DH for the squad, perhaps. Head coach Paul O'Neill has his squad at 20-5, so I'm sure he's got a pretty good idea of who needs to play and who doesn't. So we'll leave that for him. Deuces are wild with 2 outs here, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and now we're at full count. So the payoff pitch coming from Mafaro here shortly. Catcher Jonathan Barham. Call, third strike. Nice pitch by Mafaro. Catches the corner, so he'll head to the dugout. We'll take a break. We're going to head to the bottom of the fourth inning. 4-0 Braves.
Located in downtown Central, Rails 133 has something for everyone. With menus and specials designed by our chef, Trent Kane, our selections can only be best described as upscale Southern comfort foods. Chef Kane uses only the freshest, locally sourced ingredients that have made Rails a destination spot. We offer theme nights, chef specials, daily specials, and our famous meet and 3 on Sundays. Come visit Rails, dine in our lighted patios, or in our railroad-inspired dining areas. Rails 133, where memories are made every day.
Justin Perdome, designated hitter, steps in for the Warriors here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Jonathan Jacobs out for his fourth inning of work, and he lays a left ball to the left fielder. And Joey Rezick back to make the play. Noah Wiggins steps in. He's 1 for 1. I will go ahead and vote. I think Noah Wiggins has the best walk-up song thus far this season.
I really like that. And then we have a couple pitchers with really good songs, though, too, for their pitching songs. I like Shakira and God Bless America. We have some really good winners on the pitching songs, too.
I know God Bless America is responsible by George Shadowski. Got a chance to talk with George at the SAC meeting this week, and he was talking about that song, obviously.
Why don't you tell us what the SAC is?
SAC is a Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and basically what that is, as Wiggins stands in at 2-1 with one out here, is each team will have 1 to 2 representatives. One of those representatives is actually in the press box, who also set a school record yesterday, as we mentioned earlier in the day, Thomas McCagg with track and field. And Wiggins is going to reach first here with a ground ball past the diving third baseman, Trent Harris. So we'll have 1 to 2 reps from each team, some at-large representatives as well, and we'll just meet about once every 2 months. Basically, it gives these student athletes a voice here on campus, within the conference, and at the national level. It's a great opportunity for student athletes to continue to improve the environment and their time here at Southern Wesleyan.
They also have the ability to get, conference rules changed and even NCAA rules changed, which we've seen happen, which we saw happen just recently at the NCAA convention this year. So their voice is taken very seriously.
Josh Long stands in now for the Warriors. The third baseman brings a .260 batting average in. He has no official at bat here, one plate appearance. He was hit by a pitch earlier in the game. And you're exactly right. The SAC, National SAC, actually gets one vote. So their vote is the same as all institutions. And I think more importantly, Ronnie, they get a chance to actually stand up at the convention and voice their concerns.
They do, and they did a great job of that this past convention. The maturity, the composure of the student athletes it's fun to see. It's fun to see them grow and really make a difference to make things as good as they can be and make improvements for student athletes at the college level.
You're exactly right. So Noah Wiggins on the stolen base there, and it's almost like deja vu all over again. The slide he made at second was very similar to the one he did yesterday where he evaded the tag. And head coach Paul O'Neill is going to be out, and he's going to be talking about he really thought Josh Long interfered with the catcher on his swing. And I'm not sure if home plate umpire is going to agree with him because the longer this lasts, obviously, the less of a chance head coach O'Neill gets it overturned. And I was watching the throw. I did not get a chance to see the hitter if he did or did not interfere. But irregardless of what happened, the ruling remains that Josh Long does strike out, but no batter interference. So Noah Wiggins stands at second base now after the stolen base. And this brings up Tyler Jackson, the catcher. He brings a .215 batting average in. Fly ball out to the right fielder. And Cody O'Connor retires Tyler Jackson. So we've played 4 complete innings, 4-0 Braves. We'll be back here shortly.
What if there's a place for you where thinking and doing go hand in hand with innovation, where professors are more like mentors and guides, where generosity is contagious, and if you catch it, you just might change the world? This is it. Step into community, step into faith, step into life. Step into Southern Wesleyan University.
Carlos Amasquita, the shortstop, stands in. Mufara beginning his 5th inning of work. Quick swing and a miss. Giving up 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 hits, walked 1, and struck out 4. So Ronnie, he's keeping with his history of a lot of strikeouts and very few walks. In fact, that's only the 4th walk of the season for him.
Wow. I feel like we're going to get our bats going ourselves sometime soon here. I feel like we're getting a little more comfortable standing in, and hopefully we can go 3 up, 3 down, and then get our bats going.
Well, we made it through the 4th inning with only 1 run scored. Yesterday in combined, there was 21 runs scored in the fourth inning. So
right.
If you took the over-under of 14, if you took the under, you won.
Which I did. But I don't bet on it.
You're keeping your eligibility, I assume.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I want to stay eligible. No infractions here.
Two and two, no outs. Mosquito, the leadoff hitter here in the fifth inning. And that pushes it to a 3-2, so we'll have the payoff pitch coming up here shortly. And Mosquito.
That looked good to me.
The Santo Domingo Dominican Republic native will walk down to first base for another leadoff runner.
You've spent some time in the Dominican, haven't you, G?
I have not. That would actually be Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. I definitely want to go to the Dominican Republic. There's no doubt about that. Back when I was coaching, had several players from the DR. They shared stories that I would love to see, but had a chance to take the team a couple of years to Puerto Rico. I was just about to ask you if you watched any of the World Baseball Classic as Mufaro picks to first. Chances are we'll get another pick here, so we'll get some more opportunities to talk about the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, I have not, actually. We've had so much going on here at Southern Wesleyan. I've just been enjoying our teams and then March Madness. So those have been the two things keeping me busy. What I've been viewing lately is Warriors and NCAA basketball. So, as you know, I'm from Indiana. IU plays tonight, and I'm hoping to make it to the next round. And so I'll be cheering them on after I cheer on the Warriors today.
And I'm sure you had Farley Dickinson defeating Purdue earlier, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Mine's the only bracket that's not busted.
Gotcha. So Carlos Almosquita still second base, and it looks like we're going to have an injury timeout as head coach Matt Robinson is going to come out and check with Mufara. He made 3 consecutive pick plays to first, but the Braves, as we mentioned earlier, they're all on Mufara's pitching when he's in the stretch with runners at first, and looks like we're going to get the athletic trainer to come out here as well.
Hopefully Mufara is going to be okay here. He's been doing a great job this game so far and great job this season.
And actually, I believe we're going to have a new pitcher, so he's going to have all the time he needs to get loose. So we're going to take a break. We may be gone for 2 or 3 minutes. And if so, when we come back, we'll set the stage with a new pitcher for the Warriors here momentarily.
This is Conference Carolinas.
We are back. Stephen Mufaro does exit the game with an apparent injury, so that extended break allowed Clifton Olmsted an opportunity to take as much time as he needed. Cliff comes in with a 13.5 ERA, excuse me, 0-2. It's going to be his 8th appearance on the mound. He has started 3 games on the bump for the Warriors. There's a pop-up just out of the reach of Josh Long. Good hustle there from Josh Long, the Edgewater, Maryland resident. Josh prepped at South River High School. Christian Jane, the center fielder, stands in. Jane's having a good weekend rather. Excuse me. Apologize for that. Was mentioning Christian Jane having a good weekend. Had 7 hits yesterday, 3 doubles, a triple, and thus far today, he's got a hit and a walk, couple of stolen bases. Base runner off, nice hit and run there. Actually, there's 2 and 2, so not a hit and run, but a nice piece of hitting there by Christian Jane. That scores Carlos Amasquita for the Braves' 5th run. So they lead 5-0, and Jane, as we mentioned, has a couple of stolen bases. That was off the starter Mufara, so we'll see. You know, Olmsted has a good pick to first base, too. He last pitched Tuesday against Georgia College and had about 4 consecutive picks to first, and actually work, and there's one, so we'll probably see another one here momentarily.
So, G, with my limited baseball knowledge, what are we trying to do when we do multiple pick attempts over to first? Is that just trying to keep them home there on the base and letting them know that we're keen on watching them run?
It is. It's a couple things you can do there. And one, it just, obviously, if you have a base runner that dives back in every time, it's going to tire them out a little bit, get them a little flat-footed. Sometimes the pitchers will do it consciously or subconsciously if they're just not prepared to face the hitter. It just gives them an opportunity to take a little bit more time, gather themselves up.
Wow, you just spoke that into existence. We just watched him have to dive back to that base 2 times in a row. He looks tired.
A little soft line drive into left field. Noah Wiggins up and over. One thing you'll notice, too, is pitchers will have 2 to 3 different moves. You'll hear them talk about their A move, B move, things of that nature. So sometimes they'll kind of lull the base runner to sleep, and then all of a sudden give their best move, their pick move, and it'll work out for them. Right now, Olmsted needs to minimize the damage as he came in with a runner on. Now we have no outs, first and second. And this is Cody O'Connor, the right fielder. And, Ronnie, you were talking earlier. He is the team leader in home runs with 11.
Okay.
He has 40 home runs. I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure he's up there, if not the league leader, in the top 5 or so in Conference Carolinas.
Wind looks like it's died back down again.
Warriors are back in that pull shift with shortstop Masario Allen about 12 feet to the first base side of second base. Outfield is straight up. A little deeper than normal, obviously, with O'Connor's power production.
It'll be exciting to have softball home this week. They've been on the road for quite a while. We haven't seen them at home in a good month or so.
They have been away for a while. You're right. A fly ball from O'Connor to Travis Hammond, the center fielder, and this brings up Will Hood, the first baseman. Will is 0 for 2 with hit into a couple of ground balls here, hit into a fielder's choice earlier. You're right. They've been away from Varsity Field for what seems like forever. They actually made a trip up to Pembroke on Friday. Traveled about an hour south on 95 to Florence. Played Francis Marion yesterday, so I know they're looking forward to getting back. Marcerio on the high hop and a nice play there.
Wow, he had to time that perfectly.
He definitely had to do a catch and release there in terms of a couple of high hops there, one at the plate, and took away the chance for a double play. A couple of outs here, and Joey Rezick, the left fielder, steps in. Olmstead with a long look in, foul ball rather. Ground ball over to Josh Long, and for a split second he thought he had a force play. At third, recognized he didn't, and then made a throw across the diamond. One run for the Braves in the top half of the fifth. We're going to head to the bottom of the fifth. We'll take a timeout and be back shortly. First baseman Dawson Gilstrap stands in to lead the bottom of the fifth inning off the Warriors. Comes in with a .220 average, no home runs, 5 RBIs, and he'll take a strike there. Jonathan Jacobs in his 5th inning of work gets ahead 0-1. That pitch low and away. Ground ball out to the third baseman, Trent Harris. He makes a nice play to retire Gilstrap. Jackson Mix, second baseman for the Warriors. Mix hitting .211 on the season. As we mentioned, he had a few hits yesterday. To bump that average up, 3 hits, a couple of runs scored, and a couple of RBIs. Also had a triple. Line drive, but the shift in play, and
man, hard hit ball, just unfortunately right to him.
Trent Harris is playing in the shortstop position, but even without the shift, I'm sure a mosquito would have been there as well. So hard hit ball there by Mix, but nothing to show for it, and this brings up our shortstop, Marcerio Allen, and the infield's going to go into the pull. For the bottom of the 5th, a big swing and a miss by Marcerio. A pitch inside.
Whoa.
Foul ball back toward us. Ronnie, I know you're wanting school year to finish strong and our Warrior athletic teams to finish strong. Any thoughts as we've just come off spring break, getting ready for the month of April here, I guess as quickly as the end of next week maybe?
Yeah, I feel like we're getting dialed in, and the teams are, doing well. And I know women's track won their event this past weekend, and like I said, lacrosse coming off some wins, baseball coming off some wins. So teams are really coming together and working hard, and so I anticipate some good finishes of regular season heading into tournament time.
Payoff pitch here from Jacobs to Marcerio Allen with a couple of outs. Right back up the box, but again, they've got him played perfectly. So another base hit taken away there, this time off the bat of Marcerio Allen, as Carlos Amosquita was playing him just over the second base bag. We'll take a break. We'll be back here shortly. We're headed to the top of the 6th inning. Braves 5, Warriors nothing.
Soccer's been a huge part of my life, and it is the main reason that I was pulled here. Coach Q found me on a recruiting website, sent me an email, and at this point in time, actually, in high school, I wasn't even thinking about playing soccer anymore because I had a pretty bad ankle injury. And then just one day, God put it on my heart to go back to that profile that I hadn't looked at in months. I read the email, and there was nothing that told me that this wasn't the spot for me to go. A week later, I was down here on campus, and then almost a week after that, I signed and committed to come here. As soon as I stepped on campus, I knew this was the place for me. Like, this was such a close-knit family, and that's what I needed, especially coming from New Jersey, so I don't get to see my family a lot. Being able to have that family feel with the people here, it was huge. I could not be more happy with my time here. I met the woman I'm going to marry. Coach Q has been a mentor, a friend, and a great coach. For those reasons, I would not imagine leaving for a second. So.
Michael Cosin, the designated hitter, steps in against Clifton Olmsted. Back out there. Quick ground ball to second baseman Jackson Mix. Toss over to Gilstrap at first and a quick first out. Had a question come in from Slido.com as who's the career home run leader for Southern Wesleyan. Based on the data that we have, that is actually going to go to Matt Strader with 26 home runs in his four-year career from 2001 to 2004. We do have statistics from 1997 current. Anything prior to that would be your guess as good as mine. Fly ball out to center fielder Travis Hammond. Matt Strader has 26. Brian Jewell checks in at second with 20. And David Travis, who only played 1 year here, had 18 home runs. That was back in 2004. He was actually drafted by the Montreal Expos, who are now the Washington Nationals. Olmsted gets ahead quickly with a off-speed pitch on the catcher Jonathan Barham. So we appreciate whoever that was that asked the question on the career home run leader. Dr. C. Keith Connor Field has been in existence since, I believe, 1991. Up until that time, they played at Daniel High School, Clemson University, in a field called Old Stone Church in Pendleton, South Carolina. Quick work there by Olmsted. Barely enough time for us to talk about career records, but we'll take a break. We'll come back to the bottom of the sixth, see if the Warriors can put some runs on the board. plate as he'll lead off for the Warriors here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Need something to get started, no better than the top part of the lineup and the 2, 3, and 4 hitters.
That's right. I'm ready for to see some Warriors start get some hits here, move some people around some bases.
Southern Wesleyan has 3 hits on the day, 1 by Marcerio Allen and 2 by left fielder Noah Wiggins. As we mentioned earlier, Warriors without 2 of their top hitters in Marty Grisso and Cam Mitchum. Mitchum had a huge day yesterday. He had 4 hits. He only played in 1 game. As we mentioned, he was injured toward the end of the first game. High pop-up to the second baseman, Spencer Faulkner, to retire Hammond. This will bring up Chance Vogel. Vogel, the transfer from Cumberland University, calls Sebastian, Florida, his home, down there by legendary Vinny Adams. Vinny has been known to watch or listen to the broadcast, so Vinny, if you're listening, big hello from Central South Carolina.
Man, Vinny was a character, wasn't he? What a funny guy.
Very funny guy. Pitch in there for a strike off of Jacobs, who is back out there working his 6th inning. Scattered 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and no runs, and now a hit batsman. This brings up Justin Purdom, typically a catcher, designated hitter today. Purdom from Cameron Park, California, so have a couple of West Coast guys traveling to the East Coast to play their collegiate baseball, finish up their career, junior college transfers.
Be great if we could get a little rally going right here.
Ryan, we got some action down in the Braves bullpen. A little southpaw getting work down there as Purdom takes a ball. You have just completed, or just finished, I guess, more or less, your first season of volleyball as just the athletic director, as Purdom singles between the first and second baseman, and that brings up Noah Wiggins. How has that been different from you?
That's been, it's been tough. First time not having a team and not having a season since I probably started playing myself in 3rd grade. So, long time playing and coaching. So it's been different, but, I'm learning different outlets for competitiveness and still obviously big fan. And it has allowed me more time to get to know a lot of student athletes on other teams and watch other games. And so that's one of the major positives that has come for me personally from shifting as a coach to administration. Just being able to support all the Warrior teams. And it's been nice having somebody go through it with me, which is you, that coached for a really long time and played before that. So we've kind of been going through this transition together of coaching to administration, and it's definitely a transition.
Speaking of transition, here's a ground ball back up the box, and this is going to make a play at the plate, and in time, Fogle with the head first slide. Thought he might have got his hand in there as the tag was toward the infield side of Fogle. But a good throw there by center fielder Christian Jane. He just missed the mound. In fact, he was fortunate there with his throw. If that had hit the mound, obviously would not have been a play at the plate, but a good throw there nonetheless. So Wiggins picks up his third hit on the day. But Jane's throw cut down Fogle.
I don't know if Coach is just talking or if they're going to get a new pitcher, but we're hitting the ball now. We're seeing the ball, and so hopefully we can even keep this rally going on with 2 outs and move these runners around.
To quote a famous movie in Pete Rose, see the ball, hit the ball. Pretty much what needs to happen. So the pitching coach out talking to Jonathan Jacobs, and I think they're going to allow him to pitch to Wiggins here, or rather to Josh Long. Wiggins on first base after the base hit. Purdom at second after his base hit to right field. Another charged visit there. So 2 outs now. Josh Long steps in, brought a .260 batting average in. He's 0 for 1 thus far. With a strikeout, also got hit by a pitch in the left shoulder area earlier. And that one backs him off the plate a little bit.
Pitcher coming back inside on him again.
Getting a chance to watch now all 3 games basically of this series. You can tell both teams are really doing a good job in terms of competing to the scouting reports, even though there's been a lot of runs scored. You can see the tendencies in what they're trying to do. Hasn't always gone to perfection for either team, but more movement as far as shifting on the infield in this series than we've seen in previous. You mentioned baseball takes off on Tuesday to Milledgeville. They'll travel down and play Georgia College. Ground ball, looks like third baseman Trent Harris makes the dive, but Amasquita comes over and makes a very nice play. Good defensive shortstop in the form of Carlos Amasquita there for the Braves. Softball, as you mentioned, will be back home on Tuesday. They'll host King University. And then Friday we have track. We'll head down to USC and compete in the Weems Baskin event. Softball will be hosting Barton College. Baseball will be hosting Emmanuel College. That should be an interesting series, as our head coach Matt Robinson was the assistant there for head coach Jeff Kilgore at Emmanuel for about 8 seasons. So that'll be somewhat of a reunion that will take place here at the Con. And you know, as a coach, you want to win every game. But there's a few games on the schedule that you may not tell anyone, but you have circled, and I'm sure that's one that head coach Matt Robinson has on his schedule as well.
Absolutely, as is probably Tuesday as well, where Coach Robinson played at North Georgia. So I'm sure that's another one that he's had circled.
You know, I think we just brought up a story for our SID to talk about this week, as Matt Robinson will be coaching against his alumni, former team that he played for, and as you mentioned, coaching against one. So there you go. Our SID Grace has her work cut out for her this week. We're going to stay right here during this break and head to the top of the 7th. Carlos Amasquita, the shortstop who made a good play there defensively for Pembroke, steps in. Top of the 7th, Warriors still unable to find the board in the runs column. See if we can get 3 quick outs and get back in. Fans will remind you one more time, visit Slido.com as Amasquita will head down to first base. Hit by that pitch. Slido.com is a free account. You don't even have to sign up. You just simply visit the website. Make sure you use hashtag 2625511 and let us know if you have any thoughts, comments, questions. You don't have to tell us who you are, but you can give a shout out to one of your favorite players, or you can ask us a question. Just let us know where you're watching the broadcast from. We always like to know not just how many we have. A quick pick there by
That was a close one.
Olmsted at first base. Almost got Amasquita napping. Christian Jane, the hitter, with a long look in from Olmsted. And once again, a pick play. Ronnie, we've mentioned Jane had 7 hits yesterday in the doubleheader. He's got a couple today, so he's sitting at 9 for 13.
Wow. He's had himself a weekend.
I will say, depending on this game shakes out, he could very well be up there for Player of the Week within the conference. Cam Mitchum, unfortunately, would have been in that running. He came out of the game 1 yesterday with an injury, but he was 4 for 4 with the 7 RBIs.
Hopefully we'll be able to get him back in a timely fashion, and hopefully he'll be feeling better soon.
He's enjoying the game. Sitting in the captain's chair right now in front of the dugout. I can see him down there. He is dressed, so I don't know if that means he's... And there's a 4th pick in a row.
Got him.
And Olmsted picks off Amasquita. And that's going to be Olmsted's 2nd pickoff in terms of games pitched. He had a pickoff on Tuesday as well. I believe he just doesn't like pitching from the stretch. That's what it is. He wants to get back in the windup and a strike there on the swing. You mentioned the impact the base runner experiences with the multiple pickoffs. One thing, a lot of times you don't think about it, what it does for the batter. He basically stood there for a minute 20 seconds anticipating a pitch, and now he's got to get locked back in, and you can tell he's a little frustrated. He's down 1-2 here. And just like that, a swing and a miss. Nope, foul tip. And Jackson was unable to hold on to that one.
I've watched a lot of baseball, but I'm learning even more today, learning these intricate things about the game and strategy. Helped me be able to watch the games even closer now.
Game of baseball has changed, much like the game of volleyball. It's no longer bump, set, spike. It's a lot of different things involved right there.
Yes, it is.
Which you experienced with the rally scoring.
Rally scoring, serves hitting the net, 5 sets compared to 3 with regular scoring. Libero, constant defender that can stay in. So, yeah, there's been a ton of changes in the sport of volleyball over the last 20 years.
Christian Jane flies out to left fielder Noah Wiggins, and this brings Spencer Faulkner to the plate. Second baseman's 1 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt, a couple of ground outs. Diving play by Long, gets up, not going to be in time as Faulkner was hustling down the line and does a head-first slide into first base. Cody O'Connor, right fielder. O'Connor 1 for 3 today with an RBI. You mentioned probably one of the questions I have, so it's libero, not libero.
Oh, you can say it either way.
Okay.
You'll hear it either way. You'll hear it even more than those two.
And the position you played in college was?
I was a middle hitter. I know I'm only 5'7", but back in the day,
you had some hops, huh?
At one time.
Nice. Couple of knee
no
surgeries.
longer.
Couple of knee surgeries later, huh?
More than a couple.
Well, I do know the Bethel College Hall of Fame holds your name. And jersey number 7, correct?
That is correct. Wow. You do your homework.
We'll call it homework and not knowledge, but Cody O'Connor down in the count, or rather 2-1 now. Couple of outs here. Olmsted with the look in, a swing and a miss, but a foul tip there keeps it alive. So I'll give you the honors, Ronnie, as we sit with 2 outs, 2 balls, and 2 strikes to say, deuces are wild.
Deuces are wild. I don't know why I couldn't think of it right there. A phrase I say all the time, and then when I'm on the spot, just lost it.
I couldn't have delivered that home run pitch any better.
You did. You put me a meatball right over the plate. I had a swing and a miss myself.
Another foul ball off in front of the Braves dugout. Interesting to see that UNC Pembroke, obviously there with their ties to the Native Americans, are able to keep the Braves as their logo. One of very few colleges across the country.
Yes, very strong ties to the Lumbee tribe in North Carolina.
Props out to one of the Pioneer employees that works here on campus in our dining hall, Terry Cagle. Learned just this past fall.
Yep.
She has ties up there in the Pembroke area, so.
And to Lumbee tribe.
Exactly. Both her and Doug Berry do a great job of not only keeping our student workers fed throughout these long events, but our athletic teams on the road and the entire campus community.
I believe Pembroke hosts a huge Lumbee tribe powwow each year on their campus. I've heard it's quite an event. That would be something really neat to be able to go to.
Olmsted with a long look in here, the payoff pitch, runner in motion, swing and a miss. So a good half inning there by Clifton Olmsted. We'll take a break. We'll see if the Warriors can put something together here in the bottom of the 7th. Fans, wherever you are, stand up, stretch a little bit. We'll be back shortly. Fans, we're back here at Dr. C. Keith Connor Field. Tyler Jackson, the catcher, pops this one up in foul territory. And first baseman Will Hood makes the catch. We appreciate the sudden influx of questions and comments we've had on Slido.com. We'll try to get those out to you shortly. Do have a defensive change last inning. Luke Staton was in for Marcelo Allen at shortstop. A lot of times we don't get notified from the home plate umpire. In fact, yesterday we noticed this as well, that the defensive substitutions were not being made aware to the press box, so we'll catch that as Dawson Gilstrap stands in. Also a shout out from Liberty, South Carolina, just down the road to Jacob Jackson. We did mention this earlier in the year. We have a host of players that have Jackson as their first name or the last name. Gilstrap down to a 1-2 count with one out, and I believe it's going to be 5. We'll get those to you here shortly. Obviously, Jacob Jackson is one. Tyler Jackson would be the other, who is currently in the game at catcher for the Warriors. Jackson Turner is another, along with second baseman Jackson Mix. And there could be a additional Jackson in T.J. Highsmith. I'm not sure what the J stands for. Jackson Mix stands in. Appreciate you, those that are listening from South Georgia. And a question, any baseball players in the SWU Hall of Fame? And that would be not as of yet. Pitch out and away from Jackson.
That's actually surprising about the Hall of Fame. We're going to have to get some of these past players in there.
That pitch right back up the box. And Jonathan Jacobs out there for his 7th inning of work. And the shift was in play there, but a high hop over shortstop Carlos Amasquita.
Luke Staton right now stepping in. I'm kind of enjoying his song there, his walk-up song.
I have to apologize. We heard it pronounced Staton yesterday, and I believe all season long I'd been calling him Luke Staton. Luke from Vancouver, Washington. So another West Coast area player that has made his way to the East Coast. He's actually involved with the SAC as well. Him and George Shadowski are the representatives for the baseball team. Swing and a miss there. Luke actually worked some soccer volleyball games for us earlier along with his teammate Marty Grisso, so I got to know those two from working fall athletic events.
Yeah, they also work basketball for us too. Game clock, which is one of the most stressful jobs on campus.
It is. Luke was at the table, and Marty was involved with the infamous court care group.
Both guys did a fantastic job.
Jackson Mix off on the pitch, throw down, not going to be in time. So Mix with the stolen base. Our court care group is actually in the mix and been nominated for the NCAA Court Care Team of the Year. Not sure if you're aware of that.
I wasn't. That's amazing.
Would be a great honor.
They deserve it.
Would be a great honor if they could pull that one off.
Especially on those humid days, man. They put the work in.
Luke Staton draws a walk. I'm going to actually have to ask Luke for verification of his last name.
Yeah, we need to find out because he's awesome. So we need to be saying it correct.
Always want to make sure we pronounce our home team guys correct.
Exactly.
Travis Hammond steps in, brought a .328 batting average into today's game. Travis 0 for 2. Today with a couple of flyouts and a walk. Warriors need to get something going. They're down to 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. If you're just joining us, doubleheader was yesterday due to the inclement weather we had on Friday. And there's an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. So Travis quickly down 0-2. That's why we're playing a Sunday matinee here at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we typically don't like to compete on Sunday, but we also want to be good stewards with our resources and the teams here. We want to definitely get these games in and let our student athletes compete. So with the weather like it was on Friday, we make it happen.
Jacobs just misses outside, pushes it to 2 outs. And I believe we've got the deuces are wild, right?
Deuces are
wow.
I'm going to have to write that on my hand or something.
Nice play by Trent Harris to retire Hammond. We're going to take a break. We've completed 7 innings of play. 5-0 Braves. Ronnie is 0 for 2 on the Deuces Wild. We'll be back shortly.
Being recruited for track, I had no idea what a SWU was until I got in touch with the amazing head coach here, Greg Thiel. We set up a meeting and I came here and I visited the school, and after I left, I just remember telling my mom I don't want to tour any other schools. This is where I need to be. When I go out there, it's all my worries and struggles that I'm dealing with outside the sport, they kind of just fade away because I feel like God is showing me something through the sport, you're here to make an impact at the school, on the track team, within yourself. Having these people that I can connect with on the team, not only just to be able to call them my teammates, but to call them my close friends, is something that I'm really grateful for, and I hate being alone. So most of the time I'm spending time with my friends, whether it's going to grab a coffee at Blue Hill, which the Blue Hill baristas know me very well because I spend most of my days there. I'm just really grateful to be here. I love SWU. Go SWU!
Ronnie, we're back here in the top of the 8th inning. Will Hood, the first baseman, steps in. Clifton Olmstead back out there on the mound for the Warriors. Cliff is entering his 4th inning of work, only giving up 3 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and no runs thus far. So a good outing out of the bullpen for Cliff. Hood is 0 for 3 with a few ground outs. Ground ball, Luke Staton up with it. Makes the throw across the diamond. Nice play by Luke with a shift on. Going to bring up left fielder Joey Rezick. Across the diamond, Tyler Jackson still behind the dish. Dawson Gilstrap at first, Jackson Mix at second, Luke Staton at short, and Josh Long at third.
You're kidding.
Unique plays 240.
Joey Resick, as we mentioned, the left fielder, steps in. If you're listening today or watching, we appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying today's broadcast. Appreciate those that have visited Slido.com. Interact with us. Ground ball, foul, beyond the third base coaching box.
The production truck just told us that we have 240 listeners.
Oh, wow.
So we got a lot of followers today for the Warriors.
It's about 235 more than I thought we would have. That's just, I'm getting stage fright now.
Well, it's too late now.
We are 7 innings in and trying to get the Warriors some runs here. But we're 7 innings in, completed though. Michael Cosin, the designated hitter, steps in. We'll see if Olmsted attempts to pick here. Been successful earlier. Mentioned Rails 133 is one of our sponsors, and head coach Matt Robinson is going to make his way out to the mound, so this will give us a chance to talk more about our sponsorship. Rails 133, if you're visiting Central, make sure you take time out. They've got an incredible menu.
Yeah, it might be a great place to go after the game today. Have a yummy Sunday meal. On Sundays, they do offer a meat and 3.
Sounds like Ryan from the production truck might have experienced that at some point. So it is good. I've bragged about their chicken strips for years now. Actually, probably only 2. I think they've only been in existence for a couple of years. But Rails 133, we appreciate them. John Bolton, if you want some photos of your favorite baseball player, boltonphoto.com. Visit that website, and he was here yesterday for a short period of time. I know he's down at Childs Field with lacrosse. Runner in motion. Travis Hammond makes the catch, a chance for a double play, but he's not going to take the chance on making the throw, but a nice catch there.
Great catch. We also want to give a big shout out to Prisma Health, who supplies our athletic trainers and team physicians. They do a fabulous job working with our student athletes, keeping them healthy, and then getting them healthy after injury.
Heather Berry, our head athletic trainer, I think is here today. Buddy Franklin and Shelton Gray also winding up the staff. And Diamond T, we appreciate them providing a lot of our signage here on campus. They are a local company in Oconee County. Helps us out quite often. That off-speed pitch misses out and away as Trent Harris, playing third base today, was the starting pitcher yesterday and one of the weekend starters for the Braves. He's 2 for 3, 3 RBIs. Both of those hits have been home runs. And a ball gets away from the bullpen. for the backstop. Trent Harris. If you'd like to sponsor Warrior Athletics, send us an email. We'll get some information out there to you. Quick pick there by Olmsted.
See, a question came through from our Slido asking about a pitching coach. And, yeah, definitely we're planning on getting a pitching coach in next year. I know Coach Robinson has already interviewed somebody that would be fantastic for our coaching staff. And so the plan is to make that happen.
As Trent Harris draws a walk. 2-out walk here in the 8th inning. Appreciate those watching from Fort Myers, Florida on the SWU Sports Network, courtesy of Conference Carolina's digital network, and good hearing from Quentin Ben up there in Toronto. Giving a shout out to the Southern Wesleyan baseball team. Q, a former baseball player, first baseman here. Good to see alums watching the broadcast, keeping up with the Warriors.
It's good. It was good to even have several of them back for different home games already this year. Our first home weekend, we had several alums back, and then we've also had one alumni day as well. And then we have military appreciation game coming up soon.
Good all-speed pitch there by Olmsted for a strike. Q was here back in 2016 through 2019. He's actually 4th in career home runs. He finished up his career with 17 home runs as a Warrior back in the day. Swing and a miss. And with that, we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll be back here shortly.
This is Conference Carolinas.
Chance Fogle steps in for the Warriors. New pitcher on the mound for the Braves. Get his number here shortly. It's going to be Jake Inman, Jr. from Whiteville High School, Lake Waccamaw, North Carolina. Jake comes in making his 5th appearance. .93 ERA, no record thus far. 9 2/3 innings pitched. Infield pull, and Fogle sends this one to right center field and gonna just in front of the wall. He'll be in there for a stand-up triple. So a good start here to the bottom of the 8th inning. Designated hitter Justin Purdom stands in. Purdom 1 for 3. Has 1 strikeout today and sends this one soft liner to the shortstop, Carlos Amasquita. Noah Wiggins stands in now. Noah has 3 hits. He's 3 for 3 today. 1 stolen base. Chance Fogle stands 90 feet away from the Warriors' first run. We'll see if Wiggins can have a quality at bat here and plate Fogle, get something going in the bottom of the 8th. Ground ball up the middle, Amasquita up and over to field it, make the out, but run scores there, so Warriors plate their first run today. Good piece of hitting there for the Warriors. It is late, so you don't want to trade outs for runs, but hopefully this will get something going. Couple of outs now. Josh Long, the third baseman, stands in, hit by a pitch earlier. He's 0 for 2. Got a little bit of stirring down in the Braves bullpen. I believe we saw their closer yesterday in the form of Chase Jernigan. Warriors actually hit him and Trent Harris pretty well in game 1. A couple of others, actually 4 other Braves pitchers have a save. Jernigan has 2 on the season. Swing and a miss by Long, and Reiniges stepped out of the press box, but deuces are wild. Infield shift back to a pull with the second baseman about 12 feet, third base side of second. And Inman strikes out Josh Long to end the 8th. Warriors strike with 1 run. We'll head to the top half of the ninth inning. Warriors will need to hold the Braves here and respond with at least 4 runs at this point to tie. We'll be back soon. Shortstop Carlos Amasquita will lead off the ninth inning here. New pitcher for the Warriors in the form of Josiah Sizemore, making his 8th appearance on the season. Warriors have had 19 pitchers make appearances this season. Swinging a foul ball at the plate. We are in the ninth inning. 5-1 Braves on top. Winner of this game will win the series as they split the doubleheader yesterday. Southern Wesleyan picking up the game 1 win, 17-15. And then Pembroke won game 2. Sizemore working out of the stretch, as common with many relievers coming in late in the game here. Nobody on base. Infield slight pull for Amasquita. Mentioned earlier, the Warriors will travel to Milledgeville, Georgia to play Georgia College this upcoming Tuesday. Back here at the Con Friday, Saturday is Emmanuel College. Will make their way to the Con. Foul ball off behind the third base dugout. hopper out to Jackson Mix. Fields it up to record the first out here in the ninth inning. Christian Jane, center fielder, makes his way to the plate. Christian 2 for 3 today. Couple of stolen bases. This lead holds up. He'll obviously be in the running for Player of the Week. Big day yesterday for Jane. Another high hopper out to Jackson Mix. Retires the second out of the ninth inning.
Now batting number 2, Spencer Faulkner.
Second baseman Spencer Faulkner. Will make his way to the plate here. One more out for the Braves, and the Warriors will come in with the work cut out for them in the bottom of the ninth inning. Julia Reiniger, our Director of Athletics, back with us now. She stepped out momentarily to grab the press box some food.
That's right, SWU Eats. Special delivery right there. Thanks again to our food service, Pioneer.
Line drive going to fall just in front of Chance Fogle, so Spencer Faulkner extends the inning here in the ninth for the Braves.
I see we scored one while I was gone.
We did score a run. Chance Fogle led off with a triple and later scored on an infield out. Cody O'Connor, the right fielder. That pitch down in the dirt. Jackson does a nice job of keeping it in front of him. Keeps Faulkner at first base. Got a righty down in the bullpen for the Braves. Probably have a new pitcher in the bottom of the ninth inning. Swing and a high hopper just foul beyond first base down in the Braves bullpen. If you're not familiar with Connor Field, very little foul territory down the right field line and the left field line. In fact, the right field fence foul line actually runs into and meets the fence, so there's, give you a visual, 0 foul territory at the foul pole and about 25, 30 feet by the time you get to the middle of the bullpen.
I was thinking that the field looks great today. It looked great this weekend.
Does look very nice. We've had some warm temperatures and a lot of rain here this spring. The tart's been on the field numerous times. And we're going to have a break in the action as head coach Matt Robinson is going to make his way out to the plate, out to the mound, rather.
We got 2 outs here. Looking to end their shot at the ninth here, and hopefully we can get a big rally going and end this in the favor for the Warriors.
sure Coach Matt Robinson just wanted to go out there and make sure. You got a big-time hitter in the form of Cody O'Connor hitting .388, 11 home runs. You want to keep this within one swing, which is what it is now in case the Warriors load the bases in the bottom half. And that one actually hits him. So a hit by pitch. Ground ball through the 5-6 hole is going to bring a run in for the Braves. So that right there was a big run to push him up to 6-1, 5 runs now instead of 4. So one swing can't tie it in the 9th. Sizemore looks in, and left fielder Joey Rezick at the plate sends this one to left field. Wiggins in, makes the catch.
Good grab there.
For the third out in the 9th inning. So we'll take a break. When we come back, Warriors going to need 5 to tie, 6 to walk this one off. We'll be back soon. Welcome back. Tyler Jackson steps in. Last opportunity for the Warriors here. In the bottom of the 9th inning, got the work cut out for them. Down by 5. Ronnie, you want to speak a rally into existence here?
I sure do. I'm feeling bases loaded, and then grand slam, get us started. That would be epic, and then just keep going from there. But I also take take some singles and just keep it moving.
I was about to say a lot of people in the baseball world will call a grand slam a rally killer because it takes everybody off the bases. Now, if we're at 6-2 or 6-3, we'll take a grand slam all day long.
Gotcha. See, another thing I'm picking up today.
But you've spoken into existence. Let's see if we can make this happen.
I mean, I'll take it. Let's get it going.
See if Tyler Jackson can feed off the Ronnie magic. A little squib out in front of the first baseman. He'll pitch to the new pitcher in for the Braves is going to be Luke Barrow. Barrow, a transfer from Coastal Carolina. Making his 8th appearance, 2.12 ERA, 1-0 on the season. 21 walks, 35 strikeouts, and Dawson Gilstrap stands in. Gilstrap 0 for 2 today with a walk. Takes this pitch for a strike. Warriors down to their final 2 outs now. With 1 away, the leadoff hitter Tyler Jackson grounded out at the first baseman. Tossed over to Barrow, covering first.
Oh, he transitioned up. I think they're D3 and he tried. Because Cumberland hasn't yet reapplied to transition into D2.
Swing and a miss. Ball upstairs. 1-2, 1 out here.
Gilstrap being patient here at this at bat. Looking for his ball he wants here.
Swing and a miss. 2 outs now. So the Warriors down to their final out in the form of Jackson Mix.
Ooh,
Ground
close.
ball just foul. Down into the bullpen of the Braves down the right field line. So Mix doing everything he can to extend the game here for Southern Wesleyan. As we mentioned, the winner of this game takes the series. 2 teams split the doubleheader yesterday. Barrow working from the windup. 0-1 count just off the plate, evens at 1-1. Pitch upstairs, 2-1 now. count on Jackson Mix, transfer from Georgia Southwestern. Line drive
Nice.
just beyond.
Good hit there.
Third baseman Trent Harris diving in the shift.
Think we got a pinch hitter coming up here.
Marty Grisso going to be the pinch hitter. Marty brings a 289 average in. He leads the team in at-bats with 90 on the season. 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. Pitch upstairs, and Grisso swinging away. Grisso shows bunt, trying to bunt for a hit. Oh, 2 count, 2 outs. Warriors down to their final strike here, trying to rally. And a swing and a miss to end the game. So Pembroke victorious today, 6-1. They'll take the series. The Warriors do get one out of one of the better teams in the conference, so they'll have a non-conference game with Milledgeville, down in Milledgeville against Georgia College Tuesday. We'll host Emmanuel College next weekend. Ronnie, I thoroughly enjoyed you being on the broadcast. We got to make this happen more often.
Yeah, thanks for having me today. I really enjoyed it. I know it didn't come out how we wanted it on the Warriors side, but Warriors played well this weekend, and just keep improving every week. And like you said, took a game from a quality team in the conference here, and hopefully we can get back on track this Tuesday.
Sounds good. With that, we're going to leave you wherever you may be watching or listening to today's broadcast. We hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and check back in next week as the Warriors are on the road Tuesday back here at the friendly confines of Connor Field Friday, Saturday.